Hello and welcome back to Fair Weather Trains, and welcome back to another eBay model train bargains video. Now this one I may have made a bit of a mistake with, because although I only bid, I think it's £14.87, and it didn't even reach that bid. It was only when I realised I'd won it and I was checking the listing that I missed a quite important part in the description, which was untested, which usually means it doesn't work and I know it. So this is untested. I think it was total was £14.78. It's a loco I don't have one of, so I'm quite interested in retrieving one. They don't have the best reputation though, but it's turned up. It seems to be well packed, so best we open it and find out whether untested really does mean it doesn't work and I know it. Right, let me find some scissors. Well, as you can see, it does appear to be pretty well packed. It seems to be in a box, so let's have a look. Scissors in there, get this open. I think the full description was in good condition or decent condition. And in the pictures it looked okay, just dirty really. Seems a bit dusty, which is fine. I'm sure I'll be able to open this in a minute. I have to resort to brute strength. Right. Right, so it's not in its original box, which I don't think it said it was anyway, but that's quite a handy box. I can use that to sell it on if it don't work. Oops, that's quite nicely wrapped in there. Right, there's the tender. Obviously tender drive. As you can see, Great Western. Maybe it's not as dirty as I thought, and it's the it was the photo and the particular shade of green. There's a tender. Anyway, let's get the loco out. So there's the loco. So, yeah, I don't know whether you can tell what that is, but that is a King class, and it's King Henry VIII. Those nameplates are faded beyond belief. There we go, we can just make that out. Right, I'll just get rid of some of this rubbish and we'll have a closer look. Right, I've got it properly unwrapped from all the bubble. I've got it on the track. First impressions are, it looks, yeah, it's quite dirty. Nice moulding seam across there. Still can't believe how faded they've become. But the actual running part of it looks, what's the word I'm looking for? Soiled, well used. It seems relatively free running, and of course it's got the outside axle boxes on just one set of wheels on the front bogie. There's also it's a bit hairy in there, as you can see, so that'll get it cleaned. Someone's stuck a driver in there, so it's probably was originally well looked after. and well liked. It's not a terrible model, but you know, I guess it is of its time. But I think the main dodgy reviews of this were that it was they didn't run very well. Right, so what's going on here? What's this? This certainly didn't come up as broken. So what is that? That looks like that's a magnetic. Sorry, I was out of camera. There's a magnetic coupling stuck to it. So if nothing else, I've won a magnetic coupling and a nut and washer. So that's an added bonus. I'll put that down there with my other bits. At least it's not something that's fell off this. Yeah, it does look a bit grubby, doesn't it? You see all the hair there. It's grubby, but you've got to remember it was less than 15 quid. Yeah, a bit of hair caught in there, nice. But it's not a terrible model. As I say, it said untested, so we're going to have to test it, aren't we? It's relatively free rolling. We'll have a quick look at the tender. What I do, like I do in these videos, is we'll just, exactly as it's arrived to me, we'll run it first, if it runs. Bit of filth on that. If it doesn't run, maybe that's got something to do with it. Traction tyres. Yeah, they don't spin on their own, which is unusual. Right, let's hook this up and we'll give it a bit of power and we'll see if anything happens at all. Right, it's all connected up. It should all be on the track properly. Let's give it some power from the ancient H&M Duet. Make sure it's not filtered. No, right, let's see if it even works. I am turning it up. Oh, I'd almost given up there that was going to work. Derailed? Oh, maybe I didn't have it on the track properly. Right, try again. You know what? That ain't too bad. It's quiet at least. It takes a lot of power. On the Duet there, I'm giving it 80% before it moves. Let's just no, I've got it set on full wave and all that. That's not bad, is it? Wow. I'm beginning to think 15 quid was good for this. Oh, now it's stopped. No. Died a death. Yeah, it's a bit iffy, and it's come off the track on the points. Wow, that is better than I thought it was going to be, I've got to say. Requires a bit of power, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it on the main track. We'll send it round controlled by the Morley just for 2 or 3 laps, see if that improves it any, and then we'll have the top off and give it a bit of a spruce up, a bit of a clean, get the hair out of it, give it a nice haircut, and see how well we can get that running. But that's nice and quiet. I'm pretty impressed, especially for an untested. I'm quite shocked at that. Right, let's get this sorted out, sort the points. Hand it over to the Morley. Right, we're down on the main line. Let's send it round, see how it gets on with the Lima crossing and whatever. That's currently about 85% on the controller. No, the Lima crossing's caught it. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give that about 5-10 minutes in each direction, see what it's like, and I'll be back to you in a minute. Well, that has very definitely improved. Not a massive amount, but it's picked up speed as it's warmed up. He's okay, hasn't derailed once, and he's running quite well now. Obviously it's going to need a bit of a clean up, so I'm not sure how these come apart. I'm assuming the tender top just comes off, so I'm going to have a quick look, get it apart, and we'll come back and see what's hiding in the tender, whether there's any spiders or more pubes or whatever. Right, back in a minute. So I've taken the body off just to give that a bit of a brush out. I've already pulled loads of hair out, and you can see there's all manner of greeblies down there, whatever that is. Could be tobacco, could be eggs of some horrible diseased mutant thing. Plenty of fur there. This comes off quite easy. It's just a screw that goes through there that hides under the front bogie. But yeah, I'll give this a brush off, give the axles a dab of oil, and then we'll have a look at the motor. We'll just have a quick look at the shell while I've got it off. It's in pretty reasonable nick. It's more dirt than anything. You can see there's something living in there maybe. There he is. Say hello to all your friends. And Hornby R078. I don't know whether that's just the code for the body or what. But yeah, you can see the I think that's another nest of some description. But overall it's not bad moulding. It does need a good clean up. We won't get that at the moment. It does need a good clean up. Yeah, I'll give that a brush off. And I'll get back to you when I've got the top off the tender, and we'll have a look at the motor in there. Right, back in a mo. While I've got the body off, one thing that is interesting, well it's interesting to me, is I thought these wheels These middle wheels were flangeless, but as you can see, they've got a very, very fine flange on them. Yeah, I thought they were just smooth, I must admit. But yeah, tiny little flange on them. Still a bit more dirt for me to get off. Right, now it's time for the tender. It seems that the tender top just unclips, which is nice, and I have already loosened it, so the clips are still in place and doing their job, which is nice. And we do have the expected old ring-filled motor in there, which, despite it running quite quietly, does look a bit dry. I don't know, that grease is horrible. I think that's some sort of, I don't know, sort of graphite grease. Maybe it's fine. It just feels a bit sticky. So I think I'm not going to strip this right down, but we'll give that a quick clean out. And just a drop of oil, as it seems to run well. And have a go at these wheels. And give them a clean. Just have a look at the tender body, which is well, the printing on that, I mean, is very, I don't know if it's faded or just deliberately camouflaged, for want of a better word. The tender body's not bad, as I say, it's sort of its time really. It's got the half decent coal load. Not a massive amount of detail on it. Let's say in there. Lost it now in the light. Oh, R079. Right, so I'm just going to wipe off some of this sticky old grease that's on here. Just to give that a bit of a clean up in there. It's not really dirt, it's just whatever that grease is. So I'm not going to give this a full strip. Not for the time being, and it seems to run okay, so yeah. Don't fix what ain't broke, I always say. If you ball something up, you'll be gutted. Yeah, so I'm going to give that a drop of oil and some of my label grease. Drop of oil on that spindle in there. But as I say, it seems to run alright, so I don't think too much is required. Right, where's my oil? So just a drop on that spindle. The light's getting a bit crap in here at the minute. Right, just a drop on there, I think. Dribble on that. And then we have a drop on the back of that. In there. And there. Just a drop on those. There's a definite little, as it goes around right there, there's a tight bit. Right there. It seems to have worked itself out now. Maybe there's a bit of crap in there or something. Yeah, that's better. Just going to get a little drop of grease on that. A bit more of the bell, I only want a little bit. I'm going to put that on there. Get the excess off up there, right. That'll soon work its way around. Right, that's about it for now. I'm going to clean the wheels. I might as well do that off camera. No one wants to watch an old bloke fiddle about with some wheels. You know what I'm going to do anyway. And yeah, I'll stick it back together and we'll see if it's getting any better. Right, back in the mow. So I think we've got it all cleaned up nicely as best I can. I can't believe how well this freewheeling engine now runs. Look. That's much better than it was. This has obviously been well played with. Something else I noticed was the lining around the box there. Just point it out, that bit. It's been worn away. It's obviously had a lot of handling. It's obviously had a nice life, this thing. That don't matter. Yeah, I think that's rather good. I've cleaned all the wheels, got hold of the pickups wherever possible. I've cleaned the brass pin that connects to the loco, because that was looking a bit iffy, and the wheels have all been done, motor greased and oiled as you saw. So when you get this on the track, give it a run, give it something to pull, and decide whether £14.78 or whatever it was about the right price for this. Right, back on the track. Let's try it now. Turning it up slowly. Well, it now kicks in at 40%. That's 40% on the Morley. It's not the great crawl, is it? But who cares? It's an old engine. Yeah, and about 50% in the backwards direction. But now it's stalled. I think that's pretty good. And way better than I thought, because I honestly thought it was going to be a non-runner. Give that a run to get the oil to circulate and the grease, and that's going to end up being a good run. I've got worse ones than this. It's cost a lot more than this. And I can't believe how quiet it is. Right, I'll find something for this to pull, and we'll just see it go around. So there is King Henry VIII, all cleaned up. down on the track, hooked up to a few wagons. I've done a bit of digging through Ramsey's guide, and it appears this is item number R349 and was made between 1980 and 83, so that's how old it is. So I think we'll allow it a little bit of dirt. Also, I'm still quite shocked at how well this runs, especially as a non-tested. I just cannot believe this actually works. So let's get it to pull away. It's still stuttering a bit over the Lima crossing, but it's certainly not the only engine I've got to do that. Let's send it away. Yep, there we go, it's stopped again. I think maybe with a bit more running, if I have a proper look at the pickups, we might be able to sort that out. This is running pretty well. It does that crossover all right, and that one. Let's bring her in for the last time. The £14.78 or thereabouts old Hornby King class. Yes, it was a bit filthy. Yes, it looked like it had an infestation of strange animals at some point. But it's not a bad model, is it? It's not great. As I said, I think it's sort of what they were like back in the early 80s. Detail wise and that, they don't stand up to today, but I think for less than 15 quid, especially one, had I read the description properly, I wouldn't even put a bid on. I'm quite happy with that. Whether I'll keep it or move it on a bit, I don't know, but it'll certainly get a bit more running before I do anything like move it on. So what do you think on that? Would you have been happy with that for 15 quid? I mean, it hasn't taken me much work to clean it up, although there's a bit more I could do, but yeah, let us know. 15 quid for a Hornby King class. I think that's not bad. Right, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. And see what else we can dig out of eBay. eBay's hidden depths. Cheers for now.